Doing a service on a Kubota svl75. Changing the oil, fuel filters, suction filter, return filter, and the strainers in the tank, and the final drive oil, and greasing it. So it's a lot of work. We'll get to it. So I start with the oil filter, take that off. I take the fuel filter off, take that out, and then I can get that oil filter out of there. That's how I do it. And I'll take this separator off here and clean that out. Put everything back on. Down here on the oil drain, I've already done it, but you got 2 bolts. I just loosen up the one, take out the other. There's a 22mm bolt head in there for your drain plug. Take that out, let the oil drain. I take this other cover off here to try to let the oil drain out from the oil filter. And that's what you do for the motor service as far as the oil and fuel filters. Something important, if the customer's picking up filters, make sure you have everything before you start taking everything apart. It's Christmas Eve and I don't think the parts stores are open today, so we got everything we need here. I got to do this separator screen, and then we'll get the cab up and start trying to get those hydraulic filters on there. Take this thing off. We'll shut that fuel off there. You got a seal, spring, and there's a little ring in there indicating which water or fuel you got. Normally you end up with a bunch of crap in the bottom of that thing like that. So I'll clean that out, put this back together, and then put oil in the motor, and we'll be done with that. I'll change the air filters. When you're doing a service on these machines, it's a good idea to have an air blower. You can blow all the dust and dirt out before you start taking things apart, so you don't get something in there you shouldn't. I'll put our inner filter in there. Like that. The outer. These caps get a lot of dirt in them too, so just want to clean that out real good. This thing holds 3 gallons. Put 1540 in there. When you service these, you can pull this cooler out, this oil cooler with the radiator. Slides out some. Take those 2 bottom bolts off. Or side bolt. There's one on the bottom there. It's got rollers on it, and you can pull it out to get access to those filters, but it takes too much time, and I just take it all out through the side here without doing all that. So There's the lock for the cab. There's another lock behind it. We're gonna put the pin through. All right, one filter, two strainers in the tank there. This little guy here is your breather. There's your gear pump, and then your pumps for the final drive motors. And pilots. It's pretty good machine. Definitely take a beating, that's for sure. This one's way overdue for service. It was a gallon of oil and motor oil, so they're pretty tough. This here is your lock. That's your lock for the cab, so it doesn't come laying on your head. They are heavy. These gas shocks don't work. They are really heavy, so I'll get this tore apart and I'll show you what it looks like. Alright, here's one. One coming out. Nasty pig. Keeper for this side. Just got two bolts right here and here with a catch on it. See, this won't back off, so you gotta take those off, move that keeper out of there, then that'll come out. We got one more to go. Okay, this one is the suction side strainer filter, and I had to use a filter wrench to get it off because it's pretty tight. So get that out, put the new ones in, and put this thing back together. This is return. Let's see what I'm doing, but gonna feel your way around, thread it on, tighten it up, and then put the locks on it. It's kind of messy. You're probably supposed to do this with a tank drain, but we're not changing the oil, we're just doing the filters. So it's just messy. Alright, one last thing. This breather is pretty important. Make sure that tube is not clogged up. There's a little filter in there. And if you didn't get it, just pull the cap off and look at it really good. Make sure it's not clogged up with anything. Make sure that's freed up. And you'll be good to go. There's two fill ports for this tank, one there, and then the one here outside the machine. So your sight glass is down here. So we're filled back up. Drop this cab and we'll do the final drives. Alright, this is one of the easiest things to do and cheapest, but one of the most overlooked. Changing the final drive oil. We got to get this up here. So we'll go forward. This is your drain. That's where you can fill it here, I guess, but you fill it there until it comes out of there. You get the point. It's just a drain and fill. These things eat gear oil, make a mess of it, so I'm gonna do that real quick. Look at how nasty that gear oil is. It just destroys it. These final drives. You gotta change them pretty often. These things are really expensive. You got a problem, so just change the oil as regular as you want. Every oil change, maybe. Depending on how much you use it, it's really important to do this though. Filling it up is pretty self-explanatory. Fill it up till it comes out of that hole, second hole there, and make sure you get your drain plug back in It's pretty simple. I think you guys get the point. So that's how you service a track machine, Kubota track machine. I hope you like the video. I'd like to make it more detailed, but my phone keeps having problems, so I'm going to get a new camera and make these a little more interesting and detailed. So thanks for watching.